So we're talking about the law of vibration yesterday in self-esteem and literally raising the frequency on which you're thinking, feeling, and communicating. And in doing so, one of the things that it demonstrates is that your greatest power is your ability to choose. But I want to show you something a little bit different this morning to really give some serious thought to. So let me switch over to my iPad. If we remember how the subconscious mind is programmed and its different positions and jobs that it does, right? We remember that the top part of the head is the conscious mind, the bottom part of the head is the subconscious mind. And if we go back and remember that for the first 7 years of life, the mind looked more like this. And everything that was going on and around us was going in without any ability to reject it or think logically about it, and even in the very early days, give any language to it whatsoever. That for 7 years, the programming was constant meaning into our subconscious mind, which developed the how we think about what we are experiencing. And then after 7, it just gets reinforced, okay? It just consistently gets reinforced. You keep seeing things, hearing things, experiencing things. In your subconscious mind, the how picks it up, right? Because where is everything? It's in your environment. And you're seeing those things and experiencing them through your senses. Remember, we don't see with our eyes, we see with cells of recognition in our brain, right? We don't taste things on our tongue, we taste them in our brain. We don't feel things with our fingertips, we feel them in our brain with cells of recognition. That's how we know what something is. If you go back to the triangle exercise where I put the triangle illusion up there, you see a black triangle, but it's not there, right? Your mind is putting that together in your brain because you know what a triangle looks like and you have just enough suggestion to go, oh, that's a triangle. What's important to know about that is that you're not thinking at all, you're reacting. Now, when things happen in your environment all day long, this information is being fed through your senses into your conscious mind, where your subconscious mind tells the conscious mind how to think about what it's experiencing with no effort on your part. You don't need any effort to look at your refrigerator and go, it's a refrigerator. You don't have to think consciously, critically think, what is that? Let's see, it's got a door and one part's cold, real cold, and another part's some cold. You don't have to think that. You know exactly what it is. In other words, let me say it again. There's no effort on your part to think about all the things that are in your life as you go through the day. It's all reaction. It's all reaction. Now, let's go back and do this again. Let's remember that the top part of the head is the thinking mind, and the bottom part of the head is the emotional mind. What does that mean? It means when you're thinking, either consciously or unconsciously, it's happening here. That's where it's happening. But how you're thinking, if it's a reaction, it's coming from here. And it's telling the conscious mind how to think about what you're reacting to. Now, when I say reacting, understand, I don't mean just negative. Positive, negative, indifferent, doesn't matter, right? No, nothing whatsoever. You look at a pen, you're like, that's a pen. That's a reaction. That's an absolute reaction, right? You look at the screen that we're looking at each other with, right? And you could say, I know this person and this person. It's a reaction. You don't have to think, who is that person? What is this contraption that we're viewing each other with? It's a reaction. Now, if you go through your day and there is something that happens, let's say a problem, an issue, a situation, and that information goes into your conscious mind, and your subconscious mind sees it and goes, oh shit, there's not enough money. Oh shit, this person's mad at me. Oh shit, I was rejected. You don't have to think about that. That's coming from your subconscious mind. It's telling your conscious mind what to think. And You feel it because you have emotion attached to it. Now think about this. This is happening all day long with everything that you experience from the moment that you get out of bed to the moment that you go back to bed. It's reaction, 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 reaction. Let's go back to the levels of awareness and the law of vibration again. Let me get rid of this. If you are down here and you have a result that is negative, you have a reaction. The reaction is at the level, the vibrational level or frequency as the problem. So it automatically, without any effort on your part, it keeps you at the same level as the problem, whatever the problem is, because you're not consciously thinking. You're unconsciously reacting. You're also feeling at the same level. I feel bad, this person left. I feel bad, another person quit. I feel bad, I didn't make enough sales today. I feel bad, I got a lot of debt and I'm not paying my bills on time. I feel bad, I got in an argument with somebody I love. I feel bad, somebody asked for a refund, right? Well, it doesn't matter what it is. It's a reaction, right? You're not controlling it, it's happening. It's just happening over and over and over again. Now, if you look at your day as, say, 24 hours, the question is, how many times are you triggered at this level by the things that surround you without any effort on your part? And at the same time, you've got things in your life that are causing your mind to react in a negative way. Consciously, you're trying to hold a higher level thought and a higher level frequency so that you can reach the goal, right? So that you can feel great. And at the same time, the things that surround you are knocking this back down, right? This could happen 1,000 times a day. This can happen 1,000 times a day. You're thinking, here's my goal, here's what we're doing, we're excited, you go up, and then somebody says, here's this issue, and right back down you come. Given the truth that we have the instant ability to manifest something, the question is, how do we get to the point where we can do that? How do you reach the goal faster? How do you reach the goal bigger? Well, from the scientific and spiritual level, it means raising your consciousness to the level of what you desire and keeping it there. But when you surround yourself with things that are constantly triggering you back down, every time you go back down, you break the connection from what you want. Now, this does two very important things. One is it takes your focus off the goal of where you're going. But secondly, it breaks the momentum in which you're thinking. If I'm focused on my goal, if I'm focused, I'm going to be positive, I'm going to be expectant, I'm going to rock sales today, I'm going to influence people, I'm going to do great. And then bam, something shows up and I get a negative trigger, right back down I go. The second that I go down, I stop attracting at the level that I desire. I stop and it's not that nothing happens. You start attracting at the level that you don't desire, and it happened unconsciously because you got triggered and you went down. Now, here's the key. Number one, you have to take an inventory of your environment. What things in your environment are triggering you, okay, that you can do something about? People, places, things, objects, whatever. Social media is a big one. Think about something for a second, right? If I go to Instagram, which I never do, but just for the hell of it, I'm going to open this up, right? As soon as I open it up, it's a picture of a plane crash. First fucking picture of a plane crash, okay? And then if I start scrolling, right, it's one picture after another, after another, after another, right? It just keeps going. You know this, right? I don't have to show it to you. You know this. Remember how your mind is programmed. Constant spaced repetition. That's the first one. Constant spaced repetition. You say something over and over again. You see something over and over again. You hear something over and over again. You feel something over and over again. The second is emotional impact, right? Emotional impact. If you combine what you see or what you say with significant emotion, You're programming yourself in one direction or another. This is just an example. I'm not saying this is the only thing. If I'm on this constantly, going through the social media, you cannot not see what you see. You cannot not read what you read. If it creates any kind of emotional stimulus, in it goes. You're defenseless around it. It happens before you can reject it. You need to know that. Why? Because you can control that. And think about the thousands of images that people look at every day, flipping through that thing, that are negative. The thousands of things that they hear every day that are negative. And that's one thing that they can control. So put that aside for a second, because we have things in our life that, based on our involvement in them, that we can't control. So there's things that are going to go right and things that are going to go wrong. But the things that go wrong, you can control how you feel. But you have to practice things that are going to allow you to control it. When I tell you to stand up and clap your hands and shout to the rafters the positive expectancy of what you demand in your life, I'm not joking. I know it feels foolish at first, but it works because you're controlling the emotion, right? Too many people walk around, like most of people do this, they walk around and emotion controls them. Their position in life is incorrect. The world is happening to them and they feel according to what's happening. They don't know that they can control their emotion. They don't know if they're sad, they can get up and go, oh yeah, everything's going my way today. I am going to rock this day. I'm going to make more sales than I ever did. I'm going to sell at higher prices. People are coming to me every way. They don't know that they can do that. And when you suggest it, they're like, oh yeah, right, sure. He doesn't really do that. That's bullshit, right? That's all theater. He's not, right? No, I'm serious. I'm 100% serious. And then 1 out of 100 might go, I'm going to give that a try. Right? Because they want it bad enough. They're willing to do whatever it takes to do it. You can find other things as long as they work, but you've got to find something that gives you, where you take back control of your own emotional state and your own psychological state to control your spiritual state. Or you will be not with, and I'm not saying like you're a bad person, you're not doing anything, you're not trying hard enough. You're just accepting the things that trigger you to go back down. So when your person is struggling, that's what struggle is. Struggle is, I'm trying, and then I get triggered, and I go back down. And I waste an enormous amount of time, right? If a person comes to me and they say, I feel sad again, or I don't know what it is, this person left again, and I'm not feeling, I just can't seem to get why did they leave? Like, it's like, I don't give a shit why they left. It's a good thing. Everything is good. Everything that perceivably goes wrong in your life, you should jump up and go, that is fantastic. Why? It's not just hyperbole. Why is it fantastic? It's fantastic because the moment that you recognize something wrong, the opposite side exists at the same time. There's something right about it. Every problem that you have, the solution exists at the same time. The problem allowed you to identify where it was. If I don't have the money, I have the money. If I don't have the person, I have the person. If I don't have the sale, I have the sale. The problem, why is the problem good? It identifies first and foremost where the good that you desire is. Where is it? It's the opposite side of the problem. How do I become aware of that? I have to change my perception, because it's through my perception that I can identify something, right? I know what I want. I'm just not seeing it outside of myself. How do I identify it? I change my perception. How do I change my perception? I change my attitude. I take control of how I feel in the moment, and I'm like, I am not going to feel sad, depressed, down, dejected, whatever it is. I am going to feel amazing, and I'm going to choose to do that, and I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to put music on. I'm going to dance around the house. I'm going to call Nicole, and I'm going to do a phone, everybody dance now with me, right? Do a Zoom, everybody dance now with me. I need to change my vibration. And then instantly it changes. And the second that it changes, you start attracting the thing that you want. How do we get it, right? What is the first step is us, the second step is God. How do we get it? Ideas and opportunities. You become instantly aware of what's already there. You're the pivot point because you have the ability to choose to do that. You've got the ability to choose to do that. But when you sit there and you wallow in the emotion, the second you recognize it, you've got to jump up. Because the longer you stay in it, the longer It reinforces what you don't want. And every time you go there, right? When you think about the influence this has on your sales is extraordinary because you're not influencing anybody at a low level. You've got to constantly be at that high level because that's the impression of increase. That's where somebody goes, whoa, I want to work with that person. It changes everything. When you're thinking to yourself, I want more faster, it's not outside yourself, it's you. Do more faster if you want more faster. Change your emotion faster. Don't stare at the phone and say, I got to make sales calls. Do whatever puts you in the right energy and then get on the phone. Or however it is that you're making sales calls, whether you're texting or you're DMing or whatever, speaking on a stage, I don't give a shit. Change your vibration first and then get on the call. You may have to do it between every call. I did when I first started. I had to do it between every call because I was just as human as anybody else. If something didn't go good, I would get triggered. I'd get that knot in my stomach. I'm like, no, I am not going to let this, I used to say, I'm not going to be denied my success. That's how I used to say it. I refuse to be denied my success. I deserve it. It's mine. It's here. I'm going to do it right now. It's going to happen right now. I don't have a lead. I'm going to knock on a door. I'm going to make a cold call. I'm going to go to a city where there's people and I'm going to talk to everybody that I can until I attract that person. I will not be denied my success. And then you have to look at, so in that moment, in that beautiful moment, okay, it's like the seas are parting and the opportunities show up. You've got to step into whatever the opportunity is that shows up. Because the universe knows exactly what you need to get you to the next level. Remember this, the universe doesn't know the difference between big and small. That's in your mind. If you've got a giant goal and you think this is a giant goal, and then you attach it's going to be hard and we got to do this and we got to do that, and we got to do all these other things, you're mapping it in your mind and your emotions that it's difficult. Map it easy. It's easy. I don't need to know how I'm going to do it. I want 50 million. I want 100 million. Whatever it is your goal is for your company. But it's going to be easy. Because I said it's going to be easy and that's my greatest choice. And then watch what shows up. The door opens always to your next step. And then if you try to bargain with that next step, you go right back down. The next step may say, call this person. Oh, I'm afraid to call that person. That's a big person in my mind. I don't know if I can call that person. Go to this city. Go knock on that company's door. Go do a live event. Go speak from a stage. Go do the next program that is going to advance you in your skill set to be the best. Well, I already did that. Do it again. Do it 100 times until you're rock solid in your skill set. It doesn't matter what it is. I've never stopped studying every single day of my life since 1993. Talk about spending money on programs. I've spent millions on programs and coaches until I master the thing that I want. So the second you change, the opportunity shows up. It might be the sale itself. It might be the money. It might be somebody offering something. It might be an idea in your mind. Go here, do this, talk to that person, make the call. But I'll tell you what is very important. The universe doesn't keep that opportunity there for long. And the reason is because the universe is constantly in a state of motion. So when you don't say yes or no to something, it moves on. And then you have to do it over again to attract it back to yourself. Everything's in a constant state of motion. It doesn't wait around for you till you feel it. You got to create the feeling and do it. So check your environment. See, pay attention, take an inventory of what triggers you. What can you control? Get rid of it. Get it out of your environment. What's necessary for you to pay attention to that might have a negative bent? You're going to change your energy about it, and you're going to realize the most amazing gift that heaven ever sent was the problem that's in front of you because the solution's on the other side. Now you know where it is. You change your energy and you identify it.